Hi guys, it's Mike here over in Taiwan. So instead of doom scrolling, I decided that I want to make a video about, I guess, the more stuff about my life here. You know, a long time ago when I did come to Taiwan, I quit being a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian, I guess, for like 4 years or something. And it was better. It was like, you know, you get to sleep better. To be honest with you, I think vegetarian protein is kind of weird because it makes you feel like you have lots of energy, but then like the energy is not really that sustainable, in my opinion anyway. I think probably animal protein is better. But I'm not a scientist and I'm not a dietitian, so whatever. But you know, people will say that it's like easier to be a vegetarian in Taiwan. I kind of disagree with that just because all the stuff that's kind of in the front of the restaurant, it's always like meat, right? But you know, some people, like if you are like a vegetarian or a vegan, then you can just ask for something and then they'll say, okay, do you want it like this? Do you want it like that? There's like some special situation that I saw this guy on social media and he was like, do you want me to take off the gloves that I use to I don't know, cut the something or do the something so then I can whatever, and they'll definitely take care of you like that. I think that those type of little details are like one of the things that's really good about Taiwan is sometimes they do that, sometimes they don't. I remember when I was at this fast food restaurant like one time a long time ago, and this lady, I said, can I have a vegetarian sandwich? She said yeah. So ordered the sandwich, you know, paid it up, whatever, and then I went down to go and eat it, and I was like, this is fish, this is shrimp, right? And to the lady, and she says, yeah, fish is vegetarian. I don't exactly know what that means. It's maybe like some weird joke or whatever it is, right? But I think that they, for most people, I guess, like who are maybe in a certain age bracket, probably a little bit older, the meat is only like pork, beef, and chicken, and maybe lamb. But that's, I don't know, that's whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, I work a lot during the week and I actually came home. I was pretty tired after doing like a bunch of things. So now today I feel like Saturday, I want to take it easy, even if I'm going to probably go like hang out with somebody a little bit later. And actually I want to start doing that a little bit more. It's kind of weird about like this whole like language exchange thing. That's another thing that I kind of want to talk about, but not too much. But there's like kind of like expectations, I think, when it comes to like language exchange, because people will say stuff like, okay, we'll do like a pure language exchange. You know, maybe half an hour we'll do English and a half an hour we'll do Chinese and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I've had that same type of situation happen to me when I was in Japan. They had like, okay, this is the Japanese hour, this is the English hour. And then you could just like talk and whatever, which is fair and which is nice because it's free. But at the same time, I feel like well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I feel like I'm wrong because, you know, it's like you're trying to talk to and get to know these people, but the main focus for you to be there is just the language, right? So it is a little bit of a superficial relationship. I don't know, some people, they're able to kind of grow something out of it. When I was in Toronto, it was like this Japanese Students Association thing, and you know, some guys would actually use it to like pick up girls and stuff, and you're actually not supposed to. You're actually not supposed to like trade like contact info and stuff like that. They do that all the time here in Taiwan anyway, if there's like a language exchange, but in those ones they didn't. And you know, I don't know exactly what I was trying to do there. I was like at that time I was crazy about like Japanese animation and you know, maybe a little bit of Japanese martial arts and stuff like that. Now that I'm older, I'm not like really so into that stuff anymore. But I mean, there are some hobbies that I do have that are related to some Japanese stuff, so learning Japanese would probably be really ideal. That's another thing about languages and language studies and stuff like that. When you're doing like an exchange, it feels like a little bit lopsided because everybody knows that they want to learn English. They need English. They need it for their job. They need it for communicating with other people. Chinese Mandarin, even though like there's, you know, millions and millions of people that do speak it, it's like, well, are you really going to use it to go talk to these people? Probably not. You know, there's like some farmers somewhere over in mainland China. Like, am I going to go reach out and go talk to them? Probably not. And, you know, people might say, well, you need to use it or you need to learn it if you're going to be staying in Taiwan. Yeah, that's true. There's actually a lot of jobs these days. They'll say like, you know, a Mandarin speaker required or whatever, because I guess that the whole atmosphere of the office is that people like speak Mandarin there. and that's cool, right? That's probably not the type of place that I want to be in. Usually when I'm on like these language exchange apps and stuff, people will ask me, are you a business owner or are you an English teacher, right? And they know that, you know, English teaching is like the kind of the easy grab. It's like the easy way to get into like their society and whatnot, right? But like, are you really in their society? Probably not. You know, I used to know some English teachers that after, you know, their last class or whatever it is at like 7 or 8 o'clock, they're heading straight over to the convenience store to go grab themselves a beer and just sit outside. And I was thinking to myself, that's like, what a lonely existence. There's like so many other examples of the same type of like behavior. I knew a guy who he'd head over to like the PC cafe and then go play his real-time strategy game. And you know, and it's all based upon like, you go to a place to be special so that you can use your special skills, but you find that when you're using your special skills, you're kind of isolating yourself, because you know, nobody speaks English here. I mean, there's some people who do, and there's like, you know, there's young people and they're studying and blah blah blah, but you know, 9 times out of 10 you're going over to like the convenience store, you're going over to the doctor, and like, they don't speak English. I used to have a doctor who spoke English like pretty well. And then I went back to that same place because I had like some allergy and stuff. And yeah, the guy's like, yeah, his English was horrible. And, you know, I get that, you know, people say, you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I have to be more adaptable to the situations here and stuff like that. But, you know, sometimes I just don't want to be. I just want to be like, okay, hey, look, I want this and I want this. But then, you know, the thing is that when people, they usually hear my excuse about being adaptable or not, they're going to say, well, yeah, if you don't like it here, then just leave. And I feel that's like this, I don't know if it's binary. There's like, there's actually a term for it where you like, you have either have this or you don't, right? And you know, even I've heard like videos about in Japan or in Thailand, and foreigners will complain about like some certain aspect about the culture, and then people will just be like, hey, well, yeah, you don't like it, then get out of here, right? And people are just so stubborn. They don't want to change. And I'm not saying everybody needs to change for me, because that's probably really impossible. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say with that part, guys, but I just feel like, you know, if there's some foreigners that are like out there and they're like, man, there's some certain aspect of that of living in here that just really sucks, then I hear you. I hear you. I did have somebody like in my comments that I would talk to. This guy's over in Thailand. I forget what your name is, but, and he was saying that he might want to come over to Taiwan. Taiwan is like it's not bad when it comes to like English teaching and whatever, because there's like options, I guess. Like you can work in a regular school, you can work in a cram school, you know, one of these after school programs or whatever. But you can also like work in, I mean, I don't know, if you have like a master's degree, you probably work in like university or something like that. But usually they're asking for like something outside of your regular bachelor's degree. And even for me, like, I mean, I don't have it. I have like a regular degree, and like I have a permanent residence. So I have like a lot of options and a lot of flexibility. But there's yeah, like the guy that was saying over in Thailand, some of the jobs are taken already. But I think the biggest difference between teaching English in Thailand and teaching English in Taiwan is that the salary is probably much better here than it is over there. With Thailand, I can probably imagine that I'm probably making maybe $500 less in a month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, if that's like overtime, you're like, it's not, you're trying to like just make money in Thailand just to stay afloat, and your salary is good for what it is there. But you know, once you calculate, you know, partying Friday and Saturday, maybe some bills that you have to pay back home, then I mean, it doesn't turn out to be a lot. So guys, I just wanted to like talk about the things that are kind of going on with me. I think that, you know, a lot of people they have these ideas in their head about some stuff, and they just kind of get stuck, and they feel a little bit tired about the fact that the only person that's listening to whatever they're saying is here, or themselves. And yeah, you know, hit me up with some comments if you have any problems or like whatever it is. I'm not anybody in your life, but you know, sometimes I feel like it's better if somebody will kind of listen or reply to whatever you're thinking. See you guys later. Bye.